When I pray, I always thank Mother Nature for all the beauty in the world. It's about having an attitude of gratitude. With this quotation, a warm and present good evening to all the viewers and subscribers of Sai Motivational Channel 9M. This is Nikhil Kumar who will be presenting news today, the 17th of November 2021, Wednesday, from the city of Pearls, Hyderabad studio, India. Government releases list of cities with most and least amount of air pollution today. According to the Ministry of Environment's CPCB, Mizoram's Aizawl has based air quality on Wednesday with an AQI of 16. This is followed by Bagalkot 22, Davanagiri 24, Yadgir 24 and Madikeri 27. Haryana's Jind recorded the worst air quality on Wednesday with an AQI of 382, followed by Faridabad 378, Delhi 375, Greater Noida 362 and Ghaziabad 361. Kangana shares old tweet of Veer Das, calls it example of creepy Indian man. Actress Kangana Ranaut, who earlier called comedian Veer Das a criminal for his I Come From To India's video, took to Instagram to share an old tweet by the stand-up comedian. Example of creepy Indian man who is good for nothing, so he sells his sleeves for a living to the equally creepy and sexist, racist audience, Kangana wrote. Aam Aadmi Party leader sends defamation notice to Kangana over Bheek remark. Aam Aadmi Party Mumbai Joint Secretary Kashinath Kalmandarga has sent a defamation notice to Kangana Ranaut for her India got Bheek in 1947 remark. Kashinath is reportedly the son of freedom fighter Vittal Rao Kalmandarga. Aam Aadmi Party has sent a letter to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra to apply to the central government for the withdrawal of her Padma Shri, Aam Aadmi Party said in a release. Startup claims to produce milk identical to cow's milk without cows raises $13 million. Israeli startup Imagine Dairy, which claims to produce milk identical to cow's milk but without the cows, has raised $13 million in seed funding. The startup's process will replace cows and the associated methane with fungi or other plant microorganisms. The process involves inserting DNA instructions for the production of whey and casein, the principal milk proteins, into the microorganisms. Prime Minister Modi proposes One Nation, One Legislative Platform. Ahead of the winter session of Parliament, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday proposed One Nation, One Legislative Platform. This portal would not only give the necessary technological boost to our parliamentary system but would also work to connect all the democratic units of the country, he said. He also suggested separate slots for quality debate in the parliament. DRDO displays swarm of 25 drones in attack formations, shares video. The Defense Research and Development Organization DRDO displayed a swarm of 25 drones flying coherently with minimal human intervention in attack formations in Jhansi. It showcased distributive sensing, distributive decision making, reconfigurable path planning, and autonomous attack formations. The DRDO's Young Scientist Laboratory for Asymmetric Technologies is working on swarm technologies. Pak's parliament passes bill to give Kulbhushan Jadhav right to appeal as per ICJ ruling. Pakistan's parliament has passed a bill to grant former Indian Navy officer Kulbhushan Jadhav the right to appeal as per the decision of the International Court of Justice. The bill further grants the right of review and reconsideration in the case. Jadhav was sentenced to death by Pakistani military court on charges of espionage and terrorism in 2017. India's playing 11 for first T20I against New Zealand out. Team India T20I captain Rohit Sharma won the toss and elected to field first against New Zealand in the first T20I of the three-match series. Madhya Pradesh and Kolkata Knight Riders all-rounder Venkatesh Iyer is playing his first international match for India. The playing 11 also includes Mohammad Siraj, Shreyas Iyer, and Deepak Chahar. Abusing your nation on foreign land is terrorism, Ashok Pandit on Veer Das video. Filmmaker Ashok Pandit criticizing comedian Veer Das over his I Come From Two Indias video told Economic Times, abusing your own country on foreign land is nothing but an act of terrorism. He should be tried under terror laws and should be put behind bars. At least two police complaints have been filed against Veer for allegedly using derogatory language against India. Dior criticized in China over photo allegedly smearing Asian women. Dior is being criticized in China after an exhibition in Shanghai featured a photo that the state media said was smearing Asian women. Included in the Lady Dior show, the photograph depicts an Asian woman dressed in a traditional costume holding a Dior bag. It features spooky eyes, gloomy face, and Qing Dynasty style nail armor, an article in China said. Hotmail co-founder launches new app, says idea came from my 8-year-old making videos. Hotmail's co-founder Sabir Bhatia has launched a new venture called Showreel that will help job seekers connect with companies. The app, which is in beta mode, will allow users to make short video profiles in response to questions posed by hiring companies. The idea came to me when I watched my 8-year-old daughter effortlessly make TikTok videos, Bhatia said. Judge hearing Anil Deshmukh's money laundering case transferred. Special Judge H.S. Sadbhai, who was hearing the Enforcement Directorate's application for remand of former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh in money laundering case, was transferred to Yavatmal district by Bombay High Court on Monday. Sadbhai had sent Deshmukh to 14-day judicial custody. He was hearing cases linked to MLAs and MPs since July 2021 at the Sessions Court in Mumbai. Jhunjhunwala bagged Akasa Air signs $4.5 billion deal with engine maker CFM International. Akasa Air has signed an agreement with CFM International for its LEAP 1B engines in a deal valued at nearly $4.5 billion, at least price to power 737 MAX airplanes. On Tuesday, the billionaire investor Rakesh Jhunjhunwala backed airline ordered 72 Boeing 737 MAX jets valued at nearly $9 billion at list prices. Akasa Air Chief Executive Officer Vinay Dubey was at the signings. Madhya Pradesh ends all COVID curbs, theatres, schools to function at 100% capacity. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan on Wednesday said all COVID-19 curbs, including night curfew, will end from today. Theatres, schools, coaching centres, malls can operate with 100% capacity, and there are no restrictions on weddings, funerals, and religious gatherings. He added all shop owners, hostel students aged 18 and above, teachers, and cinema hall staff have to be fully vaccinated. TV debates causing more pollution. Everyone has an agenda. Supreme Court in Delhi pollution case. The Supreme Court on Wednesday, while hearing a plea related to air pollution in Delhi and adjoining areas, said debates on TV are creating more pollution than anybody. They don't understand what is happening and what is the issue. The apex court added statements are taken out of context. Everyone has their own agenda. Center will privatize 5 to 6 companies in 2021-22. DIPAM Secretary. The center will privatize 5 to 6 companies in the financial year 2021-22. Department of Investment and Public Asset Management DIPAM Secretary Pandey said it is planning to invite bids for privatization of Bharat Petroleum, Shipping Corporation of India and Pawan Hans by December to January, he added. It plans to list LIC on the bourses by March, Pandey said. Embarrassed, I didn't know about it. Mahindra on startup that turns plastic into shoes. Sharing a video of an Indian startup that makes sneakers using plastic bags and bottles. Mahindra Group Chairman Anand Mahindra said, embarrassed, I didn't know about this inspiring startup. These are the kinds of startups we need to cheer on, not just obvious unicorns. When he raises funds, count me in, Mahindra tweeted. Thales was founded by 23-year-old Ashay Bhave in July. Will rope in Salman to deal with vaccine hesitancy in Muslim areas, Maharashtra Minister. Maharashtra Health Minister Rajesh Tope on Wednesday said the state government could rope in Bollywood actor Salman Khan and religious leaders to tackle COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in Mumbai in Muslim dominated areas. I will be speaking to Salman Khan in a day or two, he said, adding that film actors wield great influence. Over 10.44 crore vaccine doses have been administered in Maharashtra. I am not looking at different teams for the three formats, Team India head coach Dravid. India head coach Rahul Dravid has said that he is not looking at different teams for the three formats. We are not going to do that. Of course, there are certain individuals who play certain formats of the game, and that happens, he added. He further said that he would love someone like Rohit Sharma to play all three formats. First ticket issued from revamped Rani Kamlapati Station, Indian Railways. Ministry of Railways took to Twitter to share a picture of the first ticket issued from the revamped Rani Kamlapati Station in Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, and conveyed best wishes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had inaugurated the revamped station on Monday. The station was earlier known as Habibganj Railway Station. The station boasts of airport-like facilities. Two police complaints filed against Veerdas over his Two Indias video. At least two police complaints have been filed against comedian Veerdas for using derogatory language against India in his Two Indias monologue during a live event in US. Advocate Ashutosh Dubey, who is the legal advisor of BJP Maharashtra Palghar district, lodged one complaint with the Mumbai police. The other complaint was filed at Tilak Marg police station in Delhi. NASA shares sound of butterfly nebula created by translating data into sound. NASA has shared the sound of butterfly nebula as it soars across space at more than 966,000 kilometers per hour. The sound was generated through data sonification, the translation of data into sound. While panning left to right, each wavelength of light has been paired with a different family of instruments to create a symphony of soothing sounds, NASA said. Supreme Court restrains Tripura police from arresting two lawyers, journalists booked under UAPA. The Supreme Court has restrained the Tripura police from arresting two lawyers and a journalist who were booked under the UAPA for the social media posts on the communal violence that broke out in Tripura. The bench ordered notice on the petition filed by the lawyers Mukesh Kumar and Ansarul Haq Ansari and journalist Sham Mira Singh. 27-year-old stabbed in the eyeball by fellow prisoner at largest federal prison in US. A 27-year-old inmate was stabbed in the eyeball by a fellow prisoner at the largest federal prison in the US this month. He was attacked from behind at FCI Fort Dix, which is located on the grounds of the Joint Military Base McGuire Dix Lakehurst. The inmate, who has remained hospitalized since the November 5 attack, is expected to survive. People sitting in Delhi's seven-star hotels blaming farmers for pollution, Supreme Court. While hearing the matter on Delhi air pollution, the Supreme Court said people sitting in Delhi in 5 7-star hotels criticize how the farmers contribute 30% to or 40% to pollution. Have you seen their farmers' earnings per land holding? Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana asked. He also questioned why firecrackers were being burnt amid a ban and 10 days after Diwali. Sourav Ganguly replaces Anil Kumble as chair of ICC Men's Cricket Committee. BCCI President Sourav Ganguly has been appointed chair of the ICC Men's Cricket Committee after Anil Kumble stepped down, having served a maximum of three-year terms. Ganguly's experience as one of the world's best players and latterly as an administrator will help us shape our cricketing decisions moving forward, ICC Chair Greg Barclay said. Google CEO Sundar Pichai reveals he doesn't own any crypto, says I wish I did. Google and Alphabet's CEO Sundar Pichai told Bloomberg that he doesn't own any cryptocurrency. I wish I did. I have dabbled in it. You know, in and out, Pichai said. The Google chief executive officer further predicted that the company's next $1 trillion in market value will come from the company's core service of internet search where consumers will use AI and multimodal experiences. Europe is only region with increasing COVID deaths, says WHO. The World Health Organization says coronavirus deaths in Europe rose by 5% in the last week, making it the only region in the world where COVID 19 mortality increased. The United Nations Health Agency said confirmed cases jumped 6% globally, driven by increases in the Americas, Europe, and Asia. In its weekly report on the pandemic issued late Tuesday, WHO said COVID 19 deaths in all regions other than Europe remained stable or declined and totaled 50,000 worldwide last week. Of the 3.3 million new infections reported, 2.1 million came from Europe. It was the seventh consecutive week that COVID 19 cases continued to mount across the 61 countries WHO counts in its European region, which stretches through Russia to Central Asia. Shirdi allows 10,000 more devotees per day to visit shrine with offline passes. As the COVID-19 cases dip, Maharashtra allows 10,000 more devotees to visit Shirdi shrine per day with offline passes. With a decline in daily COVID-19 cases, the Ahmednagar district administration in Maharashtra has now decided to allow as many as 10,000 devotees with offline passes to worship Sai Baba at the famous Shirdi shrine per day. Fully vaccinated Indian adults surpass those who have received just one jab. In a notable measure of India's vaccination progress, more adults are now fully vaccinated against COVID 19 than those who have just received a single dose. According to the latest figures on COVID, over 38 crore people have received both doses of vaccine, while around 37.5 crore have received just one dose. This indicates that India is well on its way to complete the second and most important phase of its vaccination program, under which all those who have already received the first dose are now getting fully vaccinated against the virus. Gandhi and my father had a difficult relationship, says Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's daughter Anita. Anita Bose said both of them, Netaji and Gandhi, were great heroes who fought for India's independence. One could not have done without the other. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's daughter Anita Bose on Wednesday, November 17, said that her father and Mahatma Gandhi had a difficult relationship as Gandhi felt that he could not control Netaji. On the other hand, my father was a great admirer of Gandhi, Anita Bose said. Her comments came in response to a question from India Today TV on actor Kangana Ranaut's comment that Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru were ready to hand Netaji over to the British. Anita said both of them, Netaji and Gandhi, were great heroes who fought for India's independence. One could not have done without the other. It was a combination. It's not like what some Congress members tried to claim for a long time, that only a non-violent policy was responsible for India's independence. We all know that Netaji and Indian National Army actions too contributed to India's freedom. On the other hand, it would be nonsensical to claim that only Netaji and the INA brought about India's independence. Gandhi inspired many, including Netaji, she added. Lunar eclipse 2021 date, time, where and how to watch Chandragrahan in India. Here is all you need to know about the date, time, when, where and how to watch the lunar eclipse in India. The year-end lunar eclipse is the second and the last lunar eclipse, which will take place on 19th November 2021. The stargazers will have an opportunity for close visibility in a short period of time in the extreme northeastern parts of Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. The first lunar eclipse of the year occurred on 26th of May 2021, known as the superfluous blood moon. The Indian Meteorological Department says that an eclipse can be seen from regions like Western Africa, Western Europe, North America, South America, Asia, Australia, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration (NASA) considers that the Earth will be experiencing a total of 228 lunar eclipses in the 21st century, and it takes place 3 times a year. China has never taken 1 inch of land from other countries. 11 tells Biden. At the virtual summit with US President Biden, Chinese leader Xi Jinping projected China as a peace-loving nation and said it never started a war nor claimed an inch of land of others. Chinese people have always loved and valued peace. Aggression or hegemony is not in the blood of the Chinese nation. Xi told Biden, since the founding of the People's Republic, China has never started a single war or conflict and has never taken 1 inch of land from other countries. He claimed in an apparent attempt to play down criticism that Beijing is aggressively asserting territorial claims in the disputed areas, be that along the line of actual control with India, the South China Sea, or the maritime dispute with Japan. Xi, however, said that China will certainly defend its sovereignty, as he warned that whoever plays with fire over Taiwan's bid for independence will get burnt.